Hello, welcome to the next video. Hopefully you've watched the intro video, so I won't go over everything about my background. Suffice to say, I'm struggling at the moment with my mental health. In particular, I struggle with depression and generalised anxiety disorder. The depression kind of seems to be getting more prevalent over the years than the generalised anxiety disorder, which I can deal with a little bit better, I think. The depression just hits you like a steam train. It's the physical things that bother me the most, to be honest. It literally saps all your energy and can't move your limbs, and you just feel like what's going on here. And then the sort of misery sort of sets in, and it feels like to me it just drains 80% of your energy, your enthusiasm, your compassion, your feeling, just drains it all out, and you're left running on about 20% and trying to make do and trying to pretend that you're running on at least 80 when you actually, it's crap, man. It's crap, especially when you've got people around you who depend on you, and you don't want to upset them, which is one of the biggest issues I've had. And I spoke to my counsellor about that, or she spoke to me about it more, is making myself worse by worrying what other people are feeling as a result of my feelings. So when I'm feeling bad, I know that it impacts other people and they'll feel bad for me, but it will impact their life. And that worries me, and I don't want to impact their life, so I'll hide what's going on with me so that they don't have to worry about me, and then that makes it worse, and it's a vicious cycle. So yeah, it's not good. So I'm doing these videos and banging them out pretty quick, in terms of when I'm recording, because I want to do them while I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, because it adds a lot to the content. Because when I'm feeling good, I can't imagine feeling like I do now. It's weird, feeling like I do now, I can't imagine feeling any other way. But it's when you reflect, it's hard. It's hard to put yourself back in that moment, which is good because I don't want to be in that moment when I'm feeling well. So that's why you'll see I'm wearing the same clothes and sitting in the same position, because I'm going to record a few of these videos at the same time and release them at different times. So I wanted to talk today about what I touched on in the first video, which was the sort of finances. So the struggle of male mental health and finances. I'm saying male mental health because I'm a man and I know that it's a particular issue, but anybody with mental health issues and finances. One of the things that I get told a lot is don't worry about money. Money's not important. There's more important things than money. Don't let money make you ill. All beautiful lines, all in an ideal world, that'd be great, wouldn't it? But if I don't worry about money, how will I pay my mortgage? How will I buy food? How will I buy clothes? How will I look after my kids? How will I function? You can't just not worry about money, can you? In an ideal world, in a socialist world, when everybody shares the gains of the world and sort of looks after each other, which I wish we lived in, we don't, then that would be perfect. But I can't not worry about money. I'm getting bills all the time. I'm getting reminders. I'm getting sort of late payment charges, like everybody at this time. In the economy's crap. COVID still had its effects on small businesses. You can't not worry about money. And I get that people without mental health issues are the same. So I'm not preaching that, feel sorry for me because I've got money issues. No, everybody's got money issues, and I appreciate that. But when you've got mental health issues, they get exasperated, and you can't let them go. You can't compartmentalise things. You can't put that to the side and say, I know I've got these worries, but I can still carry on with the rest of my life. It's hard, and it's hard for me to go and earn money because I can't function in those jobs that pay the money that I'm qualified for. As I mentioned before, working in higher education with a very good career, very well paid job. My CV would stack up and I could go and get one of those jobs probably, but I'd last about a couple of weeks and I'd be dead on my feet, and there'd be no point because I'd be an absolute shell of a person. I wouldn't be able to interact with my family. I wouldn't be able to live a normal life, and it would be absolutely horrible. And for most people out there, it's probably hard to understand. And there'll be a lot of people out there who are like, wow, I don't like going to work and I still have to go. Yeah, cool, well done. Be a hero like that. This is the sort of attitude that adds to the stigma of mental health and why people won't talk out about it. every time you talk about it, people will be like, oh yeah, well I have to go to work. Oh yeah, everyone feels a bit upset every now and then. Oh, everyone feels depressed. Oh yeah, yeah, I feel really down as well. Like, nah, like, are you clinically depressed? Have you got an illness? Have you been on antidepressants for 10 years? I'm not belittling anyone's struggle. Those people are struggling, and I appreciate that, and you deserve help, and you deserve compassion and empathy, but you don't have to deflect from somebody else's struggle to highlight yours. So if somebody says to you that they're struggling, they want help, they want to talk to you, they want a shoulder to cry on, they want just a soundboard. What they don't want is for you to say, "Oh, me too, I'm doing it." That's not how you help somebody. All that does is make that person feel worse, because then they think, "Oh, maybe I'm over exaggerating, maybe I'm making too much of this because this person's feeling this way as well, and they're telling me that everyone feels that way. So why am I complaining about it?" It's not helpful. I know it's difficult to deal with these topics when people come to you about them, but one of the worst things you can do is try and compare your situation to that person. If somebody comes to you and says, "I'm really struggling," don't tell them what your struggles are. So it's okay that you're struggling because I'm also struggling. That's not helpful. What they're asking for is um, just someone to talk to, someone to tell them that it's probably going to be all right, someone to, depending on their personality, you'll know this person better. Sometimes someone will want straight talking, somebody might want a shoulder to cry on, somebody might want an arm around them, whatever it is. But what won't help is making out that it's normal and that everybody feels that way, because I know with me that makes me feel 10 times worse. So talking about the financial side of things, yeah, it's not helpful to say um, don't worry about money, because you can't not worry about money. Um, if I had all the money in the world, would I be? I won't say happy, because I am genuinely happy now. That you can be depressed and happy at the same time. I know, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I'm happy. I love my life, and I appreciate everything in my life. But you can still suffer with depression because it's an illness. So would I be free of depression if I had all the money in the world? No, I wouldn't. No, I'd still have depression because it's an illness. Like I say, money's not going to cure that. It would take away a lot of the stressors that I've got at the moment, and it'd be one less thing for my cluttered mind. But I do think that if I had all the money in the world, something else would occupy that cluttered mind, something else to worry about. Um, so I'm not saying that it would solve everything. At the moment, it feels like, yeah, if I had more money, then I'd be happy and carefree. But I know that I wouldn't, because I can never get all ducks in a line, and that's what I always struggle with. I can't get, if I've got my job sorted with money, then my health will be not right. If I've got my health sorted and my job with my money, I'll feel like I need to lose weight and I'm not fit. It's sort of similar to health. Or there's something going on with the house that needs fixing, or the car. So you can't get everything, and I know that's part of life. But that's just the sort of cycle that I'll go through. But in terms of again trying to stay on topic with the finances, credit cards mounting up, constant reminders. One thing that really bugs me is the fact that banks and financial institutions don't cater for, or don't understand, in my opinion, mental health sufferers. The amount of times I've tried to talk on online chat or correspond through email rather than on the phone, because telephone's a trigger for me, and I really struggle when I'm able to speak to people on the phone. They just don't understand at all, and you'll get constant phone calls, and that makes me feel 10 times worse. And I'm happy to address what's going on, but I need to do it in writing over email or through chat. I can't do it on the phone because it's just gonna make me so much worse. And there's no understanding. I'll get an email back. I'll say, look, this is my situation. Can I please correspond with someone over email to start with? And I'll get an email back saying, oh yeah, of course, just give us a ring anytime. And it drives me mental. Pardon the pun. So yeah, that's one issue with finances as well. As I mentioned before, there's the issue about having the demands and the sort of expectations to look after your family, but not being able to look after your family because you can't do the job that you qualified for because you're ill. How do you get around that? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. So yeah, I'm going to end this one now, and I'll probably come back a bit later because my wife's just come home and I don't want to sound like I'm preaching in the house while there's other people here. So cool. Catch you in a bit.